proceed completely with the non-grasping on its own, simultaneously with everything. That which has nothing to do with taking or not taking. Therefore, if circling with this, therefore use the reminder of non-grasping on its own. If circling with just trying to not grasp or grasp, then just remind oneself the same as letting go. Remind oneself of letting go of the letting go itself, then it will end all about the letting go. Let's not be obsessed with the path to the enlightenment on and on. Circling obsessively, being deluded to the path and the result. Without delusion, there is no path, there is no result. Nibbana is not classified as having or not having anything. Proceed simultaneously with everything. This is a great compassion. That which has nothing to do with yes or no. That which has nothing to do with disengaging or not. This will purify the personhood who is enlightened or not, purifying the one who is attached or detached. That which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment, child. That which has nothing to do with yes or no. That which has nothing to do with being empty or not. That which has nothing to do with even the non-involvement itself. Proceed simultaneously with everything with the great compassion. This is not about putting in for oneself, for the sake of oneself. Being obsessed to take in the conclusion for oneself. Use the great compassion so that it will be absolute with everything. That which has nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment. That which has nothing to do with both involvement or non-involvement. With this, it will not be obsessed with the path to the enlightenment in whatever ways. Again, there will not be any more obsessed with just mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, wisdom, insights, meditative power. Not in whatever ways again. All of these Dhamma attainment is there because of the delusion. Without delusion, there is no such thing as mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, wisdom, insight. Even compassion. Without delusion of samsara as the cause, there is no such thing as great compassion. It doesn't mean that the great compassion is the delusion. The great compassion is derived from the cause, the factor, which comes from samsara itself. If the delusion of samsara doesn't exist, there will not be great compassion to purify the delusion at all. The great compassion of the purification of extinction and emptiness will not exist. It exists because of samsara itself as a factor. Cease the ceasing itself. Breakthrough without traces, purifying right away. Let's not be blocked with just seeing and knowing. From discarding the discarding itself, letting go of the letting go itself. No traces. Purify without traces by passing through immediately. If disengaging, then do not grasp for it. No grasping for the non-attachment itself with everything. If opening, then opening in the way without grasping for the non-grasping itself. As usual, the terminologies purify themselves. They dissolve themselves. Then they will not turn into samsara at all. Open up completely, child. Let's not be engrossed with taking into oneself for the sake of oneself. Great compassion is not about for the sake of oneself. That which has nothing to do with the uninvolvement itself. Be thorough. There is just the goodness that doesn't take in itself. There's only the goodness that doesn't even grasp for itself. That is called flawlessness. And even the ending itself. Letting go of the letting go itself is meant for everything. No grasping for the non-grasping itself is meant for everything. Non-attachment is on its own with everything. This will end the ending itself, cease the ceasing itself. It will not become samudaya or samsara. and it's meant for everything. That is the great compassion of helping through unwinding and releasing altogether. It's meant for everything. This is the essence of the great compassion, of the purification of the extinction and the emptiness altogether. Everything. Proceed with everything. Disengage on its own with everything. This is the ceasing itself, end the ending itself. Proceed simultaneously with the great compassion. This is helping through ending the ending itself, sees the ceasing itself. Let's proceed simultaneously with everything so that there is no need to learn the great compassion again. Non-attachment on its own, as it is in everything. Attachment or non-attachment is after that. That it is not attached even to the non-attachment itself as it is in everything. But there is delusion to attach or detach later on. Already said. Without delusion, there is no path, no result, no nibbana at all. To be engrossed with nibbana in this way or not that way is because of the delusion, actually. There is no ceasing the ceasing itself. There is no disengage from disengagement itself. Being engrossed with just disengaging and not disengaging. Being deludedly ceasing or not ceasing something, whatever. Without ceasing the ceasing itself, there is no ending of the delusion at all. Without disengaging from itself, there will not be ending of delusion. There is just a delusion to disengage or not engaging something, whatever. One doesn't realize it. Without delusion, there is no personhood who is attached or detached at all. However, there is the personhood there because the delusion is there. Being obsessed with significance and meanings, not disengaged from itself, therefore the ceasing doesn't cease itself. There is just delusion to fabricate with one's own opinions and meanings towards the path to enlightenment. Fabricating sila, samadhi and wisdom by one's own delusion within one's own titi, one's own opinions and meanings. Without delusion, there is no such thing as sila, samadhi, mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, meditative power, insight, and wisdoms. That is because delusion is there. Delusion is there. Being obsessed with significance and meanings within mindfulness. What is there within mindfulness? This is unrealized. Being obsessed with concentration. The concentration always have something in it. This is unrealized at all. Being obsessed with significance and meanings within sila, on and on. This is unnoticed at all. Because of not disengaging from itself, not ceasing the ceasing itself, therefore there is not yet ended the delusion within sila, samadhi and wisdom. If the ceasing itself, there is not going to be any significance and meanings within Sila, Samadhi and Panya. It will not be about this is it within that which is not about anything. Being deluded to one's own Tithi and always assume up in such a delusion on and on, Dharma like this, Dharma like that, being deluded to one's own Tithi and then form up by one's own delusion to be deluded with Dharma on and on without disengaging, not ceasing the ceasing itself, not disengaging from itself. Therefore, there is not yet ending the delusion. Without disengaging on its own, without ceasing on its own, then delusion will not be ended, always being engrossed with significance and meanings, always being engrossed with creating something out of nothing, on and on. Listen to that which gives ending to the ending itself. Listen to that which sees the ceasing itself. Then the listening will not be grasped to create Sila, Samadhi and Panya in whatever ways. Listen to the ceasing that sees itself. Listen to that which gives ending to the ending itself. Then whatever that listen to, it will not turn into samsara, even a tiny bit. If not disengaging from itself, there is no ending. It will always become a path on and on, not yielding to end the path, because disengaging doesn't end itself. It's always a path that is continuing. The path is there is because of the delusion. Without delusion, there is no path. Individual path is there is because of individual delusion. That which has nothing to do with the non-involvement itself. Non-attachment is on its own. Let's not be obsessed with just not fixated or fixated, involvement or uninvolvement, yes or no. Being obsessed with just deludedly grasping or not grasping. Non-grasping is on its own child. That which has nothing to do with taking or not taking. With everything, if not disengaging from itself, there is no ending. It will continue with desire and the samudaya on and on. It will continue as a path on and on. Samudaya that creates a path. There is someone who's walking on it. There is someone who is practicing. This is the samudaya in itself. The ceasing, not ceasing itself, it will always be deluded to become someone who practicing and walking the path, practicing right way, rightly, individually, on one's own liking, if not disengaging from itself. There is no ending at all for the path. Delusion and samudaya will not be ended either. Once it begins, the samudaya is already there, because it's already the arising. The suffering is already right there. If not disengaging from itself, there is no ending, the ending itself, no ceasing, the ceasing itself. There is always deludedly fabricate a path on and on. Realms of existence is derived from the path itself. It's derived from the samudaya that creates a path. That's why it's become individual way, individual path, individual liking. Unable to end the ending itself, cease the ceasing itself, therefore it becomes the path. Being engrossed with just someone within sila, someone in the sila, sila has someone in it. What is there within the sila? That is being obsessed with significance and meanings. This is samudaya of the path. It is the path of the samudaya. Still becomes the cause and the suffering as well within the cause. Let's not be stuck with just refraining to this, to that. Refrain from the refraining itself. Abstain from the abstaining itself instead. Let's not be deluded to disengage from itself instead. Let's not be obsessed to letting go of anything. Letting go is on its own. Let's not be obsessed to not grasping for anything. Non-grasping is on its own. Then it will not become a path to the enlightenment in whatever ways again. That's called ending the ending itself, ceasing the ceasing itself. This will not become a delusion within sila, samadhi and panya in whatever ways again. It will not become a delusion within mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, wisdom, insight, meditative power in whatever ways again. There will not be any significance and meanings with anything anymore.